Hey guys, welcome to another YouTube video. So in today's video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys how I took a euro-dollar short a few months ago according to my strategy. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to this channel, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So first of all, what I always want to do is I just want to have a quick glance at the weekly before trading. And essentially what we guys can see is a beautiful uptrend, right? So for me, the general rule is that when I'm looking at an uptrend and when we're trading an uptrend, but I want to take a lower time frame downtrend short, well, what I then do is I always draw in a fib and the premium versus discount tool, because for me the general rule is that when we're trading the pullback on, let's say, a weekly time frame, I'm only going to be shorting above the equilibrium of the premium versus discount tool. So essentially just above the 0.5 fib, I am still happy to take shorts in towards the downside, even though the weekly trend is bullish. So on the weekly time frame, I knew, okay, well, we are good to take those shorts. So if we look at the daily and the 4 hour, what can we see over there? So the daily essentially shifted trend by breaking this higher low over here, which created a high over here and a new lower low over here, which essentially was kind of telling me that we were shifting in towards a downtrend, right? So what I always want to see in price is that if I know that the weekly 618 is located over here, I essentially want to see price dump down further, at least in towards, let's say, this area of daily demand, or this area of daily demand over here, or let's say even this daily area of demand over here, before looking for further upside continuation. So even though we have some support forming over here, I know it's essentially just retail traders going long instead of smart money taking longs, because smart money, of course, is not going to start entering long positions from this far up at an area simply of support. So knowing that everything was telling me on the higher time frame, okay, well, we can start moving down lower, I went in towards a lower time frame, and that is the 4 hour, to see if I could spot any trade. So essentially the daily has flipped bearish and the weekly is in good value to take a short. So let's have a look at the 4 hour time frame. So on the 4 hour, what can we see? So on the 4 hour, essentially what I had and what I was viewing was a 4 hour downtrend. So essentially this is your 4 hour high. This is then your 4 hour low, 4 hour high, 4 hour low, 4 hour lower high. And essentially what we're expecting is, of course, for downside continuation on that 4 hour time frame. So what I could also view was that we had a very nice kind of ascending wedge over here, which was breaking out. And if we then draw in a fib over here on this chart, what we could see was a perfect 786 alongside a 1, 2, 3 ascending wedge. So I knew, okay, more downside is of course expectable. Let's see if we can get another pullback, kind of like a retest of the trend line before looking for further downside, which is in line with the daily trend and essentially also the 4 hour trend, and is in line with targeting those weekly high value areas. So what I simply did was that I tapped in towards display mode and what I did was I went looking for liquidity. So what I knew essentially was that we had a lot of 4 hour liquidity located up above over here at 1.21643, which is also above this equal high over here. So above this high over here, there's a lot of liquidity gathered of people who took a break retest of support and resistance over here. Because if you look at the 1 hour time frame, what you'll see is that this is simply just a break retest of support and resistance. So a lot of people who went short on, let's say, this star pattern over here have their stop loss located above the high. So what I was waiting for essentially was for the market to come back up in towards liquidity, grab the liquidity from this area of 4 hour supply. And if we quickly look at the daily, it was also daily supply, which is this bullish candle getting engulfed by this bearish candle. So back into the 4 hour, I knew, okay, well, this is essentially just the 1, 2, 3 wedge from daily supply going down, new daily supply created, also 4 hour supply created, essentially just the break retest of the trend line of the ascending wedge before then heading down lower potentially. So what I was waiting for was for a sign that we could start seeing for the downside. So at this point in time, I knew that we had a tap in towards my 4 hour supply and my daily supply. And I was happy to take a short with my stops right above supply and targeting the lows on the daily. So a nice 1 to 3 to 1, a nice 1 to 3.1, excuse me. And yeah, from there we just went short. And as you guys can see, lots of volatility coming from that area of daily and 4 hour supply. And in the end, our target absolutely got smashed. So yeah, guys, pretty easy breakdown. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Beautiful 1 to 3.1. And yeah, if you want more of these kind of breakdowns, just make sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. A lot more coming from me. And don't forget to join the free Discord server. Link is in the description down below. Thanks, guys.